this video, we'll be working on our outside edge. And the outside edge is probably the tougher of the two edges. Inside edge tends to be a little bit easier. People have a little more confidence on their inside edge. Outside edge tends to be a little bit more difficult. On the outside edge, same principles. We want to keep in that hockey player position, so head up, right, shoulders square, shoulders over knees, knees over toes. And when we are leaning on that outside edge, we want to trust our edge. A lot of times people don't trust their edge and they don't feel comfortable leaning on that edge. So as you come in, you'll see on the video, we're going to lift up our outside foot and we'll glide on the outside edge of that foot closest to the pylon. And as we get going through, same thing as before, our head's going to turn first. That's going to lead us in a turn, followed by our shoulders, and then our hips and feet will follow through after that. When we talk about outside edge, a lot of people don't feel comfortable digging that outside edge in. So what they'll tend to do is turn their boot a little bit. And by turning their boot, they'll end up dragging, almost like a side stop, which will tend to slow them down instead of being on that edge. You'll see in the video when I demonstrate on how not to use that outside edge, where we'll turn that foot a little bit and that'll tend to drag and kind of push snow instead of being on our edge and coming through nice and clean. So a couple of the biggest tendencies we see is that players, parents, coaches that are doing their outside edge work are not comfortable on that edge and end up coming through on it, not leaning on that edge enough, and just riding both edges almost in a neutral position. And we want to make sure that we keep that weight over the ball of our foot again. A lot of times, again, we'll see that foot that's in the air coming out in front of the player, and that'll tend to draw their weight back on their heels, which we want to keep that weight on the ball of our foot as much as we can. If we do get that rocking sensation of coming back to our heel, we want to make sure that we bend our knees, bring our shoulders forward a little bit, and try to get back in that hockey player position as we get going through.